Welcome back to another episode, my drone cowboys. But Ted, isn't it a bit early to talk about the Mini 5 Pro? Well, no actually. You see, the Mini 3 Pro was released in May of 22. The Mini 4 Pro was released a year later in September 23. So now, it's 1 year after that. DJI also updates their action cameras every single year. So their new release cadence is typically every year with only a few exceptions. Now, here's the feature set of the Mini 4 Pro and the Air 3. So the Mini 5 Pro features really have to fit right in between these two. So I use this as the guide for my wish list. I also posted on Facebook groups and community posts looking for your feedback on this feature set. All right, so here we go. DJI, please, for the love of all things holy and sacred, do the right thing here. Give me that 1-inch sensor. If DJI puts a 1-inch CMOS sensor from the Pocket 3 into the Mini 5 drone, that will sell faster than toilet paper during a pandemic. The camera, the gimbal, the sensor from the Pocket 3 can easily fit, no problem. So here's why I think this is a viable possibility. It's safe to say the drone community felt that the Mini 2 to Mini 3 Pro, that was a big jump in features and capabilities. But the Mini 3 Pro to the Mini 4 Pro, that was just some spec bumps. There were a few good features added, but in general, the market said, we felt that it wasn't anything major. And you know, the same thing happens with new iPhones. Some years it's just a few spec bumps. Then the following year they announced some big headline new technology features, which is why I think the Mini 5 Pro will have one or two like major headline features like the 1-inch sensor, which it's already in production in the Pocket 3, so I think it just makes sense here. But you might say, Ted, the Air 3 does not have a 1-inch sensor. Why would they put a better sensor in their Mini lineup than in their mid-range model? Well, yes, but the Air 3 is already 1 year old and it'll be upgraded in the next several months. So I think it's okay if a new mini drone comes out with a better sensor in it. And remember, the Air 3 still has a few major advantages over a Mini 5 Pro, like longer flight times, faster speed, variable aperture, the dual cameras, that's major. Having that second focal length is a very attractive feature for those guys that don't need to be in the sub 250 gram category. I don't think we're ever going to see a second lens, second camera in the entry-level Mini lineup. So I think the Mini 5 Pro is the start of the 1-inch sensor trend in the Mini and Air lineup. It's already in the Pocket 3, which is a less expensive product. Now, the other feature, man, I tell you, I would love is to bring me a whiskey. Now, the Mini line of drones has had 4K resolution since 2020. I think it's time for that bump up to 5K to finally happen. I would love 5K resolution because, you know, I crop in major in editing. I don't think you guys know how heavily I crop when I'm editing. No matter how hard I try, when I'm flying and I'm composing my shots and I'm recording, I always seem to crop in at least 20%, 30% in editing. And it's mostly to crop out distractions in the scene that are detracting attention from the subject, which that is major. So if I can get more resolution, yes, please. So I think the Mini 5 drone will have 5.1K in 24, 25, and 30 frames a second, and maintain the 4K in 24, 25, 30, 48, 60, and 100 frames per second, which the Mini 4 Pro currently has. Next, here's a feature I think they're gonna add. So every tech company on the planet is adding the term AI in their marketing. So I think DJI announces some kind of AI enhanced tracking. Now, I almost never use the tracking feature because the camera just does too many little micro corrections as it tries to keep the subject center framed. If AI could do some kind of predictive algorithmic tracking to make this feature better, that would be a very welcome improvement that a lot of guys have said that they're looking for. I think they're going to keep the same battery as the Mini 3 and the Mini 4. They have to keep the drone the same weight. So it's hard to get more capacity without adding weight. But I tell you, they're clever little fellas over there at DJI. Maybe they'll figure out some way to do it. I don't know. But I gotta say, you know, for a company like DJI with zero competition, they sure do innovate and improve so often. It's basically a monopoly, and they're constantly innovating and updating. I'm impressed with them. Will DJI get booted out of the US? I have no idea. It looks like an ex-executive from Skydio got in the pocket of a senator. I don't know. I haven't looked into it deeply. Man, I gotta say, the world news is so generally depressing to me. I really do avoid the news mostly. I read the headlines of the New York Times, an occasional article, and a few times a week. I'll check in occasionally with the BBC News, Bloomberg, and Reuters, just top-line current events. God, does it feel like everything is going toward a dark place? Society is so toxically bifurcated into like warring tribes. Economically, the middle class is disappearing quickly. I get a tiny taste of the depressing news and I come running back to my playful little drone community here on YouTube, and I simply love it more than ever. We have such a cool little flying camera community and hobby here. We use it to document our beautiful environments and experiences and share them with the community here. I love it. We ain't trying to cure cancer here or change the world, but I love it more than ever. It's comforting, it's fun, it's creative. Oh, man. And you know, I get emails from you guys from all around the world sharing your stories. I absolutely love it. Our community here of photographers and videographers, it's cool. I love it. By the way, I did all this research on the Mini 5 Pro on my own behalf, actually, because I am definitely going to get one. Why? 2 reasons. First, I skipped the Mini 4, so I only have my Mini 3 Pro, and it actually developed this gimbal jitter when it's facing toward a light wind. I tried recalibrating it several times. Twice I sent it back to DJI for repairs, and they said they couldn't replicate the problem. Whatever. Secondly, I tell you, that night mode that I tested on the Mini 4, that is legit. I am sure the Mini 5 Pro will have a bigger sensor and 5K resolution. Yep, that is for me. So I actually need to upgrade from my broken Mini 3 Pro. So that's why I decided to look deeper into this upcoming Mini 5 drone. Okay, so my guess on the Mini 5 Pro is that it's coming in October, November. October is only 7 weeks away. And I think the price is going to be $8.99 for the drone and $11.99 for the Fly Mo kit. All right, so we just talked about the specs. Now let's just shoot the shit about buying advice. And here's what I mean. I remember back when I was a total beginner with cameras in general, and I was looking to buy new gear and I was looking to learn and shopping. I really enjoyed watching like Tony Northrup and the DP review guys, Chris Nichols and Jordan Drake and a couple of other channels. They would just have these episodes where they would just give their buying advice and just kind of talk off the cuff about specs and who should buy it. I loved listening to those episodes while I was cooking or while I was editing footage, that kind of thing. So let's do that right now. Okay, so who is the Mini 5 Pro? Who is it for? First, let's talk about the guys who are about to buy the Mini 4 Pro and is now like, shit fire, should I wait now? Here's the thing, it's a safe guesstimate the Mini 5 is coming in the next few months. But, you know, the Houthi rebels, they could decide to start attacking cargo ships again in the Red Sea and disrupt global logistics and shipping and delay everything again. So if you have a major trip or event coming up in the next few months and you really need a high quality drone to capture it, I say don't wait. I've used the Mini 4 Pro and it's insanely good. Look, I say constantly, the 4K footage from my Mini 2 drone, it still blows me away, even in low light. All right, pop quiz hotshot. Okay, now let's suppose you were thinking of buying the Mini 4 Pro, but now you're thinking about this Mini 5 that's coming up, but you don't have an immediate need to buy a drone right away. Should you wait? Two things. How important is money to you? If saving like $200 is a big deal, if it is, you're going to start seeing deals on the Mini 4 Pro start to pop up at some point soon. I say jump on that. That Mini 4 Pro will last you for years, and if money is tight and you can get that thing on sale soon, I say do that and you'll be in great shape. Even the Mini 3 Pro, if you see a smoking deal on that drone, oh man, I say do it. Like, that might be one of the best deals in technology history, is if you could find a Mini 3 Pro for like a 50% off blowout sale. Okay, but now let's say, suppose you're one of those rich guys that I hear about, and paying a few extra $100 ain't no thing. Should you get a Mini 4 Pro now or wait? I say wait. I stand by my educated guess about the 1-inch sensor being the new standard in the Mini line and the Air line of drones. And I just pray to Jesus they add 5K resolution. Me personally, I'm all over that drone. Yes, please. Because again, I'm replacing my wounded Mini 3 Pro. So some of you guys have asked me why I only have mini drones and I've never stepped up to the Air or the Mavic drones. Well, here's a little known useless fact. Everything I own in this world fits into my Cadillac. Yep, there she is. It's true. A few years ago, I became a super minimalist. So now everything I own in this world fits into that bag, plus my motorcycle. Doesn't fit in the bag, but I own it. At some point, I'm gonna start traveling again, and you guys are coming with me on some incredible adventures all around the world. That's still a short time away in the future, but I'm excited. So about 7 years ago, when I was around 45 years old, I really embraced this mindset of experiences over possessions. I also learned more about this really powerful concept of essentialism in life. So I have very little money and only a few possessions, and I have never been happier, more creative, more fulfilled, more free. Man, my mind is just so clear and excited for all the projects I have going on. By the way, recently I launched a second YouTube channel that helps artists and creatives to be less anxious and more creative. And all the advice, it's based on the beautiful ancient wisdoms of Buddhism and Taoism and the Greek philosophers that I've been studying for the last 10 years. Well, any crap, I will never stop creating these drone videos, and I can promise you right now, they will only get better. Man, I am so grateful for you, and if you're still watching up to this point, wow. So let me know down in the comments, what are your thoughts on this Mini 5 Pro? What do you think is realistic, unrealistic? Are you getting one? Very cool. I will see you in the next episode.